Hello, this is going to be an instructional video on how to change the bottom joint on a Luceplan Berenice. This is a silver one, it also comes in black. Now the reason most people will end up needing to replace this bottom joint is if they have an old version of the Berenice and they need to now replace the transformer. They tend to go out, I don't know, after about 30 years, sometimes a little sooner, sometimes later, which is great. So the new transformer looks like this. You'll probably notice it's different from yours. It has this connection here, which you'll see does not fit the old wire. We don't sell the old transformer anymore. So the reason that you need to replace the bottom joint is so you can get this connection, which connects perfectly. So it's just a matter of replacing this piece here, and then you can plug the transformer in as normal. Okay, so first thing I like to do is make sure that the lamp is all the way extended. And this here is called the tension rod, this third longer arm. Now you want to have it all the way extended so that it's easier and this spring won't be under as much pressure as if it were bent. So the first step is to extend it. Second step is to take a coin or a key, if you have one, and loosen this knob here at the bottom. Pretty straightforward. All right, once that knob is off, okay. Now, this spring is very tight. It's tighter than it looks. So the tricky part is to take this knob, this pin out without having this spring, you know, spring forward or this popping off. If it does, no big deal, but I just like to avoid it just in case. So what I'm gonna do is I'll hold it here at this T-bar where the spring connects, because this can just come out easily if you're not holding on to it. So I'll hold it here with one hand, and with this hand, I'll push the knob out while I'm holding this piece very tightly. So I can pull this piece this way, and I can push this knob out. So I'll push it out. Let me see if I can get it out the top one first. There. All right, so that comes out. And then now slowly I can just kind of release this and let it pull forward. And then I can unhook the spring. All right, now the spring is loose from there. Now, a lot of people get confused by this, but this little fork, we call it, actually unscrews from this rod. So I unscrew and it comes on off eventually. Getting a little tangled over here. Come on. All right, so you'll see the threads here. So that's pretty straightforward. And remember, I'm setting these knobs aside. Now, here's the new bottom joint. And you'll see the same exact, here's the old, here's the new. So you'll screw this in where you screwed this off. Now you basically just go in reverse. It's just tricky because it gets a little tangled when you're turning. That's okay. Get it on. There we go. Twisting, twisting, twisting. All right, now that's pretty tight and secure on there, but you don't want to do it too much that you won't be able to line this up anymore. So keep it right where it needs to be in order to line this up with there. Now, you'll also want to take the spring off of your old bottom joint. So to do that, it's actually in this little part right here. So you have to push inwards, and you'll see the other part pop out, and then you slide it. Oh, actually let me redo that. So it started like this. So then you'll want to take the spring off of your old bottom joint. And to do that, it's hooked on a little pin right here. So you either could push that pin out, or I just place it this way, push, and it's out. Sometimes it's a little tight in there, so you got to give it a little pressure, but it'll come out. And then you'll put it back onto, this is lined up wrong. You'll put it back onto this one in the same spot, in the same way. So the small hook goes on the bottom here, push it through, hooked on. Now I'll hook this onto this other side, onto the black, or the crossbar up here. So hook that up there. And now this crossbar is only held in, you know, by itself. So if I were to just pull this without holding on to it right here, it would just pop out, and you stick it back in, and if you keep doing it, it'll pop out. So what I like to do is I'll hold this piece here really tightly with my hands, because I'm gonna have to pull on this spring. And then I'll have the knob ready to go. That's set aside. So I'll have the knob upright right here, ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'll hold this really tightly with my left hand, and I will pull the spring downwards like this. So, and this is why it's best to have it in the straight position. So arms all the way extended on this Berenice. So like you'll see the middle joint here, all the way extended. So here we go. I'll hold here very tightly, right here at this crossbar, so that doesn't pop out, very tightly. And I'll pull on this plastic piece here, not the wire, but the plastic piece, down to where the holes line up. So pull it to here, and then I'll drop it down one at a time on top of this pin. It's hard to do on camera. It does take a bit of strength, but this is how I do it myself. If you have a partner, it's easier. Okay, into one hole. This is usually easier when I'm not trying to do it on camera. Into two, and once you get into two, you know, you're pretty safe from holding it. And then three. So get it all through those, and then all you have to do is stick this back on. Giving me a little trouble here. There we go. Make sure it's all the way tight, because if it's not, it'll give you some problems, making your lamp probably not light up as well. All right, old one, we can toss it. New one, you'll see here, connects perfectly with the new transformer. A lot of people like these better too, because they plug directly into the wall versus the old one where it had a wire. So plug that in. It's a little bit of a tight fit. Plug this in, plug it into the wall, and you're good to go. Hope that was helpful.